electromagnetic radiations. Electromagnetic radiations lie from gamma rays to X-rays, ultraviolet, infrared, and radio waves, and many more. So how are these actually produced? Basically, when a charge is moving in a straight wire, it produces its own electric and magnetic fields. So those electric and magnetic fields propagate away from the source, and these waves are known as electromagnetic radiations. So basically, where our infrared lies is just ahead from the visible light. The wavelength of infrared light is more than the infrared visual light, and the frequency is less. And after that, what is actually IR sensor? It is an electronic device that detects and measures and reflects infrared radiation in its surrounding environment. Basically, for detection purposes, any IR, this sensor is used to detect any IR radiations coming from either a body or either from a transmitter. So it can just work on it depending on how it's working, and if it can be active or it can be passive. So the type of IR sensor that we actually gonna study the mechanism to which it works. It basically active IR sensor, in which includes the transmitter, receiver, operation amplifier, variable resistor, and output LED. How you can show it, here this is the transmitter that basically transmits IR radiations. This part is a photodiode that actually receives that IR radiations and converts it into the voltage. It's the basic characteristics of the photodiode to convert the light energy into the electrical energy. And this photodiode is converted into the circuit in a reverse direction, because it just increases its current whenever the light falls on it. So it is a semiconductor. Here you can see it's the voltage potentiometer that can just change or increase or decrease the range of frequency of the range of the IR transmitter that at which the IR radiation is being emitted. And this one the output LED. And here we have attached LM35 operation comparator amplifier as a comparator, because the analog voltage that we get from this photodiode is actually in a form of is basically analog voltage. So if we want a digital output, we need to convert, we need to attach comparator so that it can convert it to a digital output. So that's been defined. And if I can read the function here, IR emits light in the range of infrared frequency. IR light is invisible to us, as you can see. I have shown you above. As its wavelength is 700 nanometer to 100 nanometer, and it's much higher than the visible light range. Okay, and IRLDs have light emitting angle of approximately 20 to 60 degree and range of approximation few centimeter to several feet. So basically, what is it defined that its range can be increased from few centimeters to several feet. It depends upon the type of IR transmitter and the manufacturer. Some transmitter has a range in kilometers, so it can also go to the kilometers. IR LED white or transmitting color, so it maximum amount of light. So why the IR transmitter is colored white? Because so that it can transmit maximum amount of light, and the photodiode is colored black because a black color can absorb more light than any other color. So photodiode receiver just conducts when light falls on it, and photodiode is a semiconductor. It's a P junction operating in reverse bias, means it starts conducting the current in reverse direction when light falls on it. So it basically works like a phenomenon that when IR transmitter emits the light, when an object comes in front of them, the IR light is basically bounce back to the IR receiver. So that receiver, what actually do is that it starts conducting the current in reverse direction, and the light falls on it, and the amount of current flow is directly proportional to the amount of light. Basically, the more the intensity of amount of light is falls back to the IR receiver, the more the current is produced and the more voltage is shown. This property makes it useful for IR detection. Photodiode looks like LED, which is a black color coating on the outside, a black color of the highest amount of light. So LM35 operation amplifier is an operation amplifier which is used as a voltage comparator and IR sensor. The comparator will compare the threshold voltage signal preset pin 2 and the photodiode series resistor voltage pin 3. So how it actually works is basically it sets a threshold voltage value through which it compares the voltage drop across the photodiode resistor. So if threshold voltage is greater than the value we put a resistor voltage, it will show output high 1, and if it's low, it will output the message to 0. So that's basically the module I just discussed. And after that, its pin configuration is quite simple. VCC, from where we apply power, ground is basically ground, and output is from where we want to connect our sensor to the Arduino, or we want to get our analog values. And after that, the IR sensor, these are some features of the sensor that include a 5 volt DC operating voltage, input pins are 5 volt and 0.5 volt. Its range is basically the sensor we are using. Its range is up to 20 centimeter, and that can be changed using a potentiometer, which is mounted on the sensor. And 20 milliamps supply current, and the storing temperature should not exceed from -40 to 100, because after that it will just behave abnormally. And the salting temperature should not exceed 260 degrees Celsius. That is very common information. Power dissipation of 150 millivolt at 25 degrees Celsius, spectral length of 40 nanometer. So these are the basic features of the sensors. After that, I will discuss the types of sensing. Actually, infrared sensor is divided into two types. The first one is passive sensor, and the second one is infrared sensor. Passive sensor basically stands for when the IR sensor is basically not using IR transmitter or receiver. Uh, every body in this world emits infrared radiations. So sensor is being attached. So there is a one sensor that can detect that infrared radiations and result. For example, this type of sensing is quite one of much importance in electrical appliances. As we know that whenever a part of the uh, electric component part is uh, going to fail, it first heats up and then fail. So that IR sensor and can actually detect that which part of the electric appliance is heating up. So it can basically detect the problem and give us a solution to it. And the second type of sensing is basically active sensing, active passive sensor. So this is the type of sensor that we are actually using. It includes IR transmitter and IR receiver. IR transmitter basically transmit the IR radiations, and then an object comes in front of it. The IR light is bounced back to the IR receiver, and then that voltage is produced, and hence our sensor is being made. So now come to the applications. In applications, there are obstacle detection, industrial safety devices, wheel encoder. Obstacle detections use the active IR sensor, because one part of the sensor, one part IR transmitter give out the IR radiations and being detected by the IR receiver. So basically, act as a obstacle detection. Industrial safety devices, you can see, I saw also measure temperatures. You can sense the faulty electrical appliances. So it has much use in the industrial safety devices. Wheel encoder, tachometer is basically a good example of IS. You can compare with it. Basically the IS sensor counts the pulses of the motor in a form of voltage, and from where we can calculate the RPM of the motor. It also uses a wheel encoder. And yeah, well, that's it. Now let's move to the simulation part. Now here you have attached the IR sensor, which is the pin 4, and the DC motor is attached to the pin 7. Which your terminal is basically to show the commenting that you've done on Arduino. And basically to run it, we have to actually put in our own file. So I can show you the way to actually create a hex file that you have to put in here. And for that, here I have my code. You just need to go to the Arduino. That code is quite simple. It shows the pin mode 4 input and 7 output. 4 basically I have considered the input which is coming from the sensor, and the 7 is the output which is going to the motor. So if the digital read, it will read the 4 is equal to 1. If the digital read input of the sensor is equal to 1, which I just selected in here. Basically, if this state is equal to 1, then the motor will turn on. Then it will read the pin number. I just build up here, and we'll read the pin number 4, and it will just turn on the motor. And after that, if it's there's pin number at 0 condition, it will basically the turn off the motor. So to compile this program, I have actually to here verify it. You can save it by any name. Just save it by R or ty, whatever you want to use. So actually this is compiling now sketch. So whenever the compilation is being done, you can actually go up to the output, and there will be a number allotted to the simulation. Mm, this is some kind of yeah. So as you can see, the code is being written. So all you're going to do is to verify the code, save it by any name. You can I can save it by RET. So the code is compiling, and you have to actually go to the output of this code. You can show see the output. Now, if you can just see from here, here you, this is actually telling us the information that where our file is text file is being stored, that we have to put in the Arduino. So it is in the C users. I will go to the C folder. After that there will be a folder name users, and then Muhammad, Hamza, app data, local temp, and there after that there will be a file that we actually need. So if you can, I can just show you. Here this just says local disk C, and we go to users. It's then whatever it's saying. After it just saying temp. Here is the temp, and now what was our number? See, we want to see this. Mm, our number was 76043. So here we go, 76043. Yeah, here you can see. Oh, just copy and place in the desktop. Now I can actually put my file into the circuit. You can see I just put it desktop, and 76048. Yeah. After that, you have to put the file of the sensors, uh, which is which you can go from the libraries of the Proteus that we installed in the computer. And I have my own in local disk C. As you can see, Lab Center Electronics and Proteus Professional and library. Here you can see Parrot library. There, whenever you install a library from the whatever source, you can actually get hex form in from with the library within it, and actually can run it. Here you can see, first of all, it is showing no object detected, but whenever it was a little slow, but it will just show the output that the object is being detected and the motor will turn on. So for that we have to wait a little bit, because this it's quite slow. But in actual simulation, real life, it will work at an extra rate. We don't have to wait for that long. So actually, I will just upload all the files of the simulation and circuit with all of the basic information on the description. You can ask me anything about the circuit, and feel free to comment to your problem. Here you can see the motor is turned on. I have just given the supply 1 and the lamp is on. Now if I can just decrement it, it would take a little time, but it will show the message that the motor is turned off. So I hope you will like the product, and Allah Hafiz. So feel free to ask any questions on the description. It is taking a too bit long, but it should work because the code was fine. Here you can see no object detected, the motor is turned off, the lamp is off. Hence this is working pretty well. So you can ask me any questions in the comment box and I will answer you. So for now, Allah Hafiz.